Hello, my name is Lamar, Alonzo. I'm a freshman at Winston State University, major is Mass Comm with a minor in dramatic arts, and I'll give you informational speech on play directing. My interview came from Mr. Minkins, and I will talk about directing and actors as far as drama, which is my field I want to continue to be in. So, my guests are Chantel and Alicia. You both say hi, please.
Hi.
And my speech will basically cover theater, Broadway, off-Broadway, and some sort. So this is a question for Chantel to get this speech started. What is directing to you?
Directing to me is being the guide for someone's art. Yeah.
Precisely. Basically what directing is to critique the actors and actresses about how making the character look more like reality or to make it so the audience believe that you're believable. It's basically it seem like you're people. You want people, not actors. And basically by leading life is that everything is about your experiences. You know, what you've been through as far as death, pain, relationships, where you grow at. Also, it is kind of like poetry, if you want to think about it. It's basically, acting is kind of like working through things to get to a certain level. Some people, think that acting is just like acting out, but you have to be really realistic because the audience don't want to just see you reading lines. The nature of theater. Basically, when you're a director, you have to be vulnerable to people's feelings. You gotta also have to be kind of like a therapist. You have to understand what's going on in their lives because one thing that you notice is in that theater is things get very personal. You want to connect with a lot of people that you're around. So in that case, you have to learn how to be social, especially being a director. You can't be standoffish. You can't have too much authority because you have to have actors and actresses who want to listen to you. Basically how theater works. Theater works is just universal experiences. Like I said prior, it's love, happiness, pain, depression, hate, all the things you can think of as a theater, and it's your art. So when a director is critiquing an actor or actresses, they were basically just telling them that whatever you've been through, this is how you relate. You don't have to just act it out, but just show how you would be in those emotional states. So, you need to have all the answers. I mean, you don't need to have all the answers. One thing that's a misconception about directors is that they feel the need to kind of baby their actors. And basically what you need to do is you need to allow them to let them grow. You're not going to have all the answers, especially when you first start off directing, because when you first start off, you're going to want to, move here, move this, do that, get more emotion. But in order for your actor and actresses to grow, they have to realize that they have to do it on their own. Especially, for example, for a play. Say in one area of the stage is getting real clogged up, and in a play you want all the actors to be spaced out in the triangle. You have to let the actor and actresses to know that you need to move out of the situation so it won't be clogged up in one space on the stage. So it's basically just letting them grow. Also understand that every audience is going to be different from one another. Especially, you need to reinforce to your actors that every audience is going to feed off the same thing. They're going to give you pretty much every different emotion from different type of people in the crowd. So, the number one thing out of directing is to make it happen. You're going to get scripts that are going to feel kind of, you're not really used to. For example, you could get to a script that's about death, and you have never related to death in your life. You never had someone die in your family. So, taking a script like that, you're going to have to really dig into it and take everything out because if you can't give a reality of the script, your actors are not going to understand it as well. It's going to be very confusing to them. It's going to be very confusing to the audience, and you will not look believable. Their universal dramatic actions are birth, death, struggle, unity, journey, arrival, departure, change, escape, confusion, seduction, exchange, trial, premonition. I can see the rest, but I couldn't. But basically, all of those dramatic actions fall into directing. So, rehearsal is very important with directing. you basically have to find a way to basically reach on everybody's time. Because you have to understand that you're dealing with people, and other people have other priorities. So rehearsals is very, very important. Getting past the talk basically means that once you achieve your first goal in rehearsal, everything just keeps going after that point. So you have to make sure that everyone is dedicated. You have to make sure you be there on time yourself, and understand that movement on stage is going to change every rehearsal. That's why it's important to write it down. For example, you can tell an actor or actresses that to move at a certain point on the stage, they might be the next day. So when that happens, that's just really preparing your actor and actresses, because it makes them want to improv. So it makes them want to learn more, and it basically just tells them to move on their own. Also, the key things to teaching your actors and actresses is that to expect the unexpected. And basically what that means is that do not make anything look planned. Don't make anything look planned. Especially because actors are supposed to be like people. So people in the audience can tell when you're reading lines. So for example, if you fall and it looks like you're supposed to fall, it's not going to look real. And another thing is that to expect the unexpected is basically saying that when your actors may forget the line, like they may just go blank, but you can't just stand there for 5 minutes and stare at them. Like you just move to the next line, or give them a gesture, or say something that's in their line so they know, so they won't look confused. You have to prepare your mindset for a play. During your plays, it can stress you out, but if you let it stress you out, it's going to bring down the cast as well. Understand to plan out dates, plan out times when to sell tickets, plan out programs, plan out flyers, plan out everything, because there's nothing worse for the day of the show to come up and nothing goes as planned. The actor gets sick, all those things. That's why you have to have somebody who is an understudy. And an understudy is basically someone who studies the lines for another character that may not be available for the day of the show or something like that. So you always have to plan ahead. And then once ready, let the play come to the actors. If you feel like everyone is comfortable and you kind of establish your characters, you have a setting, you know what you're talking about, you have to just let the play go. Let it just sink in, because if you tell them how to give emotions, that's not real. Like I said, a director is supposed to critique you, actors are supposed to show how the character is in their own vision. So once the play comes to you, everything will come easy. Learning the language. Learning the language is basically that when you're speaking, words of an actor or actress have to seem more dramatic, especially on stage. Because in a film, just like I'm recording right now, you can zoom in and see my emotion, but on stage, it has to be louder, broader, more dramatic, and all this stuff like that. So learning language is something that the actor and actresses have to learn on their own, and the director, you just critique them. You have to see powerful words that have more emphasis. And this can really, I don't want to say make or break a play, but this can really just kind of see how where the character is at. That's what I was saying before about reading lines. If a character doesn't emphasize what they're saying, you're going to lose the audience. They're going to just sit there and look at you bored. So that's one of the things that a director has to teach the actor, is that you have to really preach to them that this is a play, this is not a film. You got to give more action, you got to sweat on stage, you got to move around, you got to give all your energy to keep the audience focused on you. So, that is in my speech, pretty much. Does my audience have any questions, Chantel, Relation?
No.
Okay. So, to further on about directing, directing is basically learning yourself. You have to learn how to basically kind of just get used to the people that you're with. I mean, speaking of Andre Winkins, who is my professor at Moss, he basically explained that everyone's right is not always your right. For example, just the way you're raised. Like, say someone you was kind of very uncomfortable with them doing it, but you gotta understand, like, that's what they learned. So when you come to theater, you have to allow people to grow and not just go out there like, hey, you're wrong about this line, you're wrong about this scene. Just let them grow as an individual, because you're not always right. And you can't always teach. Acting, directing, all the things in the theater is a learning experience. And you have to allow yourself to learn, otherwise you're going to be stubborn, you're going to not really lines. It's going to be a lot of things, complications, especially for the day of the show. So this is my informational speech. My name is Lamar,